You're welcome to News Now on TV360 Nigeria. I am Esther Vese. Not more than 26 people have been killed in 2 days' violence blamed on cattle thieves in northern Nigeria. The National Emergency Management Agency spokesman Suleiman Kadir says that bandits on motorcycles attacked several villages on both sides of the border between Sokoto and Zamfara states on Monday and Tuesday respectively. Kadir said the suspects were shooting residents, burning homes and stealing cows. He also warned that the toll may rise with the latest attack on Tuesday, adding that the attack has left more than 1,000 people displaced. President Muhammadu Buhari has held talks with his South African counterpart, Cyril Ramaphosa, at the presidential villa in Abuja. At the meeting, both leaders discussed various issues ranging from economic relation between both countries to killing of Nigerians in South Africa. After the closed-door session, President Buhari briefed reporters on some of the economic aspects of the meeting.
I'm very careful about what I sign, whether it is my checkbook or agreements, especially when it involves a nation state. As your president has said, we are so populated and we have so many young unemployed citizens, and our industries are just coming up. So in trying to guarantee employment and goods and services to our country, we have to be careful with agreements that will compete, maybe successfully, against our own upcoming industries.
In his remarks, Ramaphosa admitted there was high level of criminality in South Africa, but insisted that they were not specifically targeted at Nigerians in the country. He assured that South Africa maintains high level of respect for Nigeria and does not target attacks on the citizens.
There have been quite a number of incidents in our country where foreign nationals, and some of whom are Nigerians, have lost their lives and have been attacked. And I'd like to say here and now that that has been as a result of criminal activity. Criminal activity amongst our own people, which we are focusing on from a criminal element point of view. I want to state here and now that South Africans do not have any form of negative disposition or hatred towards Nigerians. And in the main, Nigerians and South Africa and a number of places of our country live side by side. They cooperate very well, and some are in the corporate structures of our various companies, and some are traders, and some do a whole number of things. So I want to dispel this notion that when a Nigerian loses his or her life in South Africa, it is as a result of an intentional sort of action by South Africans against Nigerians. I want to end by saying that, when we were involved in our struggle, we said the South Africa that we are fighting for is a South Africa which will regard everyone who lives in South Africa on the basis of equality, respect for human rights, and we said that South Africa belongs to all the people who live in it. So the Nigerians who are in South Africa are also part of our community. They can never be targeted on an intentional basis as people who must either be attacked or killed. When that happens, I'd like all of us to see that as acts of criminality, which in the main affects many South Africans.
A Kaduna High State Court has adjourned the trial of the leader of the Islamic movement in Nigeria, IMN, Ibrahim Zakzaki, and his wife Zinat, till August 2, 2018. The IMN leader and his wife are facing an 8-count charge bordering on alleged conspiracy, abating culpable homicide, and other related offences. The charges were brought against them by the Kaduna State government. Now, both defendants, who have been in jail since December 2015, had applied for bail, but Justice Gideon Kurada adjourned ruling on the application till August. Zakzaki was arrested in December 2015 after a clash between his IMN members and the convoy of the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Tukar Buratai. The Kaduna State government is alleging that a soldier, Corporal Yakuku Dan Kaduna, was killed in that clash. To politics now, outgoing governor of Ekiti State, Ayodele Fayose, is alleging he was harassed by officials of the Nigerian police force on Wednesday. Fayose, who made the claims to journalists, said he was slapped, kicked and shot at by policemen deployed in the state for the Saturday governorship election. He alleged that he was harassed after the officers stormed the pavilion where the People's Democratic Party was holding their rally and asked that the Inspector General of Police should be held responsible if anything happened to him. The governor, who emerged with a neck brace, asked supporters of the party to remain resolute and vote for his deputy, Olushola Kolakbo, who is also the governorship candidate of the PDP. In Imo State, the Deputy Governor, Eze Madumere, has denied any wrongdoing to warrant the impeachment notice served on him by the State House of Assembly. The Special Assistant to the Deputy Governor, Uche Onwuchekwa, said in a statement that Madumere described the allegations leveled against him as embarrassing and an old ploy of calling a dog a bad name to hang it. The impeachment notice, signed by 13 members of the House, accused the Deputy Governor of being an ex-convict and of disobedience to Governor Rochas Okocha, among other infringements. Barely a month ago, the House suspended 4 lawmakers for being allegedly loyal to the Deputy Governor and opposing the impeachment plot. Ahead of the 2019 general elections, thousands of youths gathered at the Eagle Square in Abuja on Tuesday for the 1 million march for President Muhammadu Buhari. The organization says the rally is in recognition of the president's selfless service for the nation and youth empowerment. TV360's Tunji Oye reports.
Nigeria is already counting down to 2019 general elections, and events such as this usually characterize election period. Thousands of youth under the banner Buhari Youth Organization are here to flag off what they called a 1 million march in support of the ideals of President Muhammadu Buhari.
The youth of Nigeria have all gathered in appreciation of Mr. President for his youth-friendly policies, and they are all in unison from all 36 states plus Abuja, calling on Nigerians to go this road once again.
From the little I know, this government is doing a lot as far as programs to do with youth employment, youth empowerment is concerned. Look at what is happening in N-Power. Look at what is happening in NDE. Look at what is happening in Smeden. Look at what is happening in industrial training funds and other groups. They are doing a lot. I believe within shortest possible time, 3 years is not quite much, but from the data we have seen, millions of jobs were being created.
These youths have come from the 36 states of the country, and their mission is to identify with the policies and programs of President Buhari, which they believe is moving the country forward.
We are saying we want him to run 2019, and the young women of Nigeria, the youth of Nigeria, in fact, the entire Nigeria is solidly behind him.
This is a clear manifestation of the position of the common Nigerians. This is an eye-opener to those who believe that they can gang up and remove the president from power. This is a sign for Mr. President himself to know that they have a support base
It just goes to show that the support that the president has given them that this dispensation has given in the not too young to run bill is actually showing dividends.
We want to see that person in Nigeria whose credential will beat Buhari. We are saying that in the youth, let us change it. They have sold us religion, ethnicity, zone. No. Who is that Nigerian that can do it? Who is incorruptible? Because our problem has been corruption.
Is somebody that follow the rules and regulation and respect the laws of this country, and somebody that hates injustice and impunity. So that is the message we are telling our Nigerian youth, to copy the ideals of Mr. President. And we are very happy the message has been gone. We have printed a lot of messages in this respect, in this regard. We have distributed all over, and we are sending message. This man should continue.
The Buhari Youth Organization is a non-governmental body registered to provide capacity and youth development services. The organization says it will mobilize millions of youth to support the re-election bid of President Buhari in 2019. From Abuja, Sunji Oye, TV360 News.
The Nigerian Senate has summoned the Minister of Justice and Attorney General of the Federation, Abubakar Malami, to appear before plenary. The lawmakers are summoning the minister to explain constitutional basis for the controversial Executive Order number 006 and the other orders issued by the President. The Executive Order 006 is the order issued by President Muhammadu Buhari seeking to restrain owners of assets under probe from carrying out further transactions on such properties. The other has generated controversy and has drawn the attention of lawmakers in the House of Assembly and the Senate. During plenary on Tuesday, the Senate described the Executive Order as clear usurpation of the lawmaking functions of the National Assembly. Meanwhile, President Muhammadu Buhari has signed into law the Nigeria Financial Intelligence Unit Act, that's the NFIU Act. This was revealed on Wednesday by the President's Senior Special Assistant on National Assembly, that's Senate, Ita Enang, while briefing State House correspondents in Abuja. Enang said with the signing of the bill, the NFIU will cease to exist as a department of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC. NFIU will now be domiciled in the Central Bank of Nigeria, but as an autonomous and independent body. Still on anti-corruption matters, the acting chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, Ibrahim Magu, is leading an anti-corruption march at the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. The walk is part of activities to mark the 2018 African Anti-Corruption Day. It is aimed at sensitizing Nigerians on the dangers of corruption and its effect on the country. The fight against corruption is one of the key focuses of the Buhari-led administration. At the walk on Wednesday, Magu sought the cooperation of all Nigerians to strengthen the fight.
Whatever achievement we have recorded in the fight against corruption. So I want everybody to identify with the good things we have done, and everybody is open. Also criticize if there are wrong things we have done.
In response, Nigerians who participated at the walk pledged continued support to the government's anti-corruption efforts.
Our president been endorsed by the African Union as the champion of anti-corruption in Africa. So what we need to do is to sustain it for development and good governance across the continent. And for us in Nigeria, we have to endorse it. We have to make sure we have a corrupt-free country, a corrupt-free nation, where development and economic growth can be encouraged.
We are here to support federal government and the head of the FCC, CP Ibrahim Magu, to fight corruption. Because the government said, if we don't kill corruption, corruption will kill us. Corruption must die during our time.
You're still watching News Now on TV360 Nigeria. We'll take a short break and I'll be right back.
Corruption not in my country. Now, yeah?
Yes, Oga.
Okay.
Where I go come find 300 naira change?
I better try look for change now. When they do business. Hey, Timmy. Ade, bro. I be. I beg, give me 200 naira, make I take sort out this guy. If let's say no get change.
Take it, give us.
I said 200.
Give her 100 naira.
Yeah.
Okay, I agreed to pay 200.
How much you think they carry people from that place we carry on the chair?
Okay.
No, they touch me.
Now 100 naira. He agreed to pay.
Because that was what you said was the fair. Why you not go pay you? Why you they extort your customer? You see this corruption, what would they hear for news? They see for people everywhere. Now be this. This is corruption, not in our country.
Corruption not in my country.
Stop corruption now.
Corruption not in my country.
Hello? Yeah, I found your wallet in front of a supermarket. Meet me at Apple Junction. Yes, I'll be waiting for you.
Now we find out. Two of us.
Thank you very much, officer. You know, it's surprising that men like you still exist in the police force.
Yes, so... Oh, yes.
This is just a token of my appreciation.
Oh, no. You don't need to do this. We are only doing our job.
Thank you very much. God bless you.
You're welcome.
Now I know police is really my friend.
Yes.
Friend. Hey. Okay, which game was with this one? I don't understand.
You know your problem. You are greedy. I'm a policeman who is doing his job. All forms of corruption in the force. Not in my country.
Corruption not in my country.
Glad to have you back. Nigeria's leading e-commerce travel agency, Jumia Travel, says the number of international visitors to the country is set to rise before the end of this year. The managing director of Jumia Travels, Omolara Adagondo, disclosed this while presenting the Jumia Hospitality Report in Lagos. She also added that Nigeria's tourism sector had a 3.4% rise in employment creation in 2017. TV360's Adeshewa Odushoga reports.
Tourism is one of the many key sectors the Nigerian government is focused on in its diversification plan to revive the economy. In 2017, the sector contributed 34% to the country's gross domestic product and also generated 20% of the country's jobs. One of the leading stakeholders in that sector is Jumia Travel, the e-commerce travel agency releasing its annual hospitality report for 2018 at this gathering in Lagos. Presenting the report, the managing director, Jumia Travel, Omolara Adagondo, reveals the agency attracted 1.7 million tourists into Nigeria in 2017, with an increase expected by the end of 2018.
One of the noteworthy developments we noticed in 2017 was the increase in number of international arrivals, unlike 2016. Because we had issues, if you all remember, from 2016, especially with Boko Haram in the northern part of the country. There was a lot of insecurity, there was instability, people were afraid to come into Nigeria. So in 2016, we had 1.065 million tourists, and we say that by 2018, we would have had 1.067 million tourists. We generated over 278 billion in revenue for last year, and we're still looking at another 1.5% increase by this year.
She also sheds light on what influences a customer's choice of tourism destination.
It's mainly because it's a commercialized area, so we have more 3-star, 4-star hotels in Port Harcourt, and people are willing to pay more to be in those areas. So because of this, the hotels are able to put a premium on their pricing, rather than where you find a slightly lower rate somewhere like Lagos because of the stiff competition in the region. There is only one well-known industry in Ajaokuta, so because of that, it doesn't gather as much traffic as you would find in a place like maybe Calabar, Lagos, Port Harcourt, Enugu, or Ibadan. Because of that, the few hotels there need to drop the prices, both to encourage people to visit and to remain in business.
Experts from various sectors present at the gathering weigh in on the report and expatiate more on the challenges confronting Nigeria's tourism industry and what can be done to address them.
Insufficient flights, the highest number of flights between city pairs in Africa. 2 of those cities are in South Africa. Nigeria is number 3. We have more city pairs, Lagos, Abuja, Lagos, Port Harcourt, than any other country in Africa, outside South Africa and Egypt. So we have a lot of flights. But the problem is the inefficiency in the cohesion of this distribution.
There are a lot of things that to be done, as per this security issue, political problems in the country that needs to be taken care of, so that people can feel secured and be sure that when they come into the country, they won't be distracted.
We have talked about the issue of visa. Many advanced economies today, once you have the passport of some of these advanced economies, you have free entry. The other day, somebody who has a UK visa went to Chinese embassy and he was given 10 years Chinese visa in Nigeria because he has UK passport. We should adopt the same model. There are many people who are even interested in coming to explore opportunities here. But when they go to the rigors or go to our embassies here and there, they give up. So we should have a policy that is more liberal as far as visa is concerned.
Jumia Travel is an online travel agency that has been in existence since 2013. It has about 8,000 hotels registered in Nigeria, 25,000 in Africa, and 200,000 across the world. Adeshewa Odushoga, TV360 Lagos, Nigeria.
CBN has injected $210 million into the interbank foreign exchange market to meet customers' requests in various segments of the market. The CBN Acting Director, Corporate Communications, Isaac Okorafor, said that the CBN offered $100 million to authorized dealers in the wholesale segment of the market. Okorafor added that the small and medium enterprises segment got $55 million, while another $55 million was allocated for tuition fees, medical payments, and basic travel allowance. Meanwhile, the Naira continued its stability in the foreign exchange market, exchanging at an average of 360 Naira to a dollar in the Bureau de Change segment of the market. Oil prices fell on Wednesday, with Brent dropping by $1 at one point after U.S. President Donald Trump threatened to impose new trade tariffs on China. Brent crude futures were down at 65 cents at $78.21 a barrel, while U.S. crude was down 43 cents at $73.68 a barrel. The bearish mood was also fueled by news that the United States would consider requests for waivers from sanctions due to snapback into place and on Iranian crude exports. It was a bearish market at the Nigerian Stock Exchange today as the market closed on a negative note with a 0.45% decline in the all-share index to close at 37,253 basis points, with the market capitalization closing at 13.495 trillion naira. The bearish market was dominated by Mobil, Forte Oil, Nigerian Breweries, and Custodian Investment PLC to close at 180 naira 5 kobo, 31 naira 3 kobo, 111 naira, and 6 naira 27 kobo respectively. On the other hand, Julius Berger topped the losers chart, crashing by 10% to close at 3 naira. Meanwhile, Access Bank, Zenith Bank, Transnational Corporation of Nigeria, and Guarantee Trust Bank led the top traders chart with over 3.745 billion naira worth of shares traded for the day. In summary, the day's trading closed with 287.085 million shares transacted in 3,526 deals. Well, we'll continue right after this break with stories in world of sports and international. Stay with us.
Hello? Yeah, I found your wallet in front of a supermarket. Meet me at Apple Junction. Yes, I'll be waiting for you.
Now we find out. Two of us.
Thank you very much, officer. You know, it's surprising that men like you still exist in the police force.
Yes, so...
Oh, yes.
This is just a token of my appreciation.
Oh, no. You don't need to do this. We are only doing our job.
Thank you very much. God bless you.
You're welcome.
Now I know police is really my friend.
Yes.
Friend. Hey. Okay, which came up with this one? I don't understand.
You know your problem. You are greedy. I'm a policeman who is doing his job. All forms of corruption in the force, not in my country.
Corruption not in my country.
Glad to have you back. And now to news outside Nigeria. The Egyptian security forces have killed 11 suspected militants in a shootout in Al-Arish, the capital of North Sania province. The state news agency MENA reports that the shootout occurred as authorities pushed ahead with an operation to crush Islamic State. Citing an unnamed security source, MENA said the shootout took place during a raid on suspected militant hideouts in an abandoned house in Al-Arish. It added that 3 machine guns and a rifle were found at the hideout. The report did not mention any casualties or wounded among security forces. Ethiopia's government has announced that it wants to make the reopening of 2 roads connecting to 2 of Eritrea's Red Sea ports a priority in the 2 nations' reconciliation process. In a move that ended a 20-year military standoff, the Horn of African neighbors agreed on Monday to open embassies, develop ports and resume flights. The historic reconciliation could transform politics and security in the volatile region, which lies along one of the world's busiest shipping routes. Ethiopian government spokesman Ahmed Shide said on Wednesday that the reopening of 2 critical roads leading to the ports of Assab in Eritrea's south and Massa in north would benefit the whole region. The country of 100 million is heavily dependent on ports in tiny neighbor Djibouti, but since Abiy took office, it has also negotiated access to a port in Sudan. In the World Cup, England playing Croatia for a place in the finals. The winner of the tie will face France in the final on Sunday. England will be seeking a place in the World Cup final for the first time since they won the title in 1966, while Croatia will be looking for a place in the final for the first time ever. Kickoff time is 7 p.m. Elliott Advisors Limited have officially taken control of AC Milan after Lee Yong-hong's Rossoneri Lux company defaulted on its debt repayment obligations. The asset management group confirmed the ownership change in a statement on Tuesday, which explained how they have also injected 50 million euros of equity capital into the Italian club to stabilize the club's finances. Milan had registered an appeal with the Court of Arbitration of Sport, that's CAS, in hopes of overturning their UEFA suspension from next year's Europa League for running afoul of Europa's financial fair play regulations. The Serie A club was acquired by Chinese investor Lee Yong-hong in April 2017 from Silvio Berlusconi, a Fin-Invest company, for a total of 740 million euros. That fee included a loan of at least 303 million euros from Elliott, part of which was due to be paid back last week and the remainder due in October. Meanwhile, defending champion Roger Federer lost from 2 sets up for just the 5th time in his career as he was stunned by South Africa's Kevin Anderson in the Wimbledon quarterfinals. Anderson pulled off the biggest upset of the championship to dump defending champion Federer out in a 5-set thriller which lasted 4 hours and 14 minutes and developed into the match of the men's draw so far. Anderson became the first person to break Federer at the Wimbledon court this year and then added his run of consecutive sets as he forced the match into a decider. Well, that's it on News Now. You can watch some of our other programs and get more news updates on our website at www.tv360nigeria.com or you can download our app on Play Store at TV360. It is rather TV360 Nigeria. You can watch us on Facebook at Facebook.online/TV360. You can also follow us on Twitter at Twitter.com/TV360 Nigeria. We are live on YouTube at YouTube.com/TV360 Nigeria, and we are also on Google Plus, and our handle is TV360 Nigeria. Thank you very much for watching. I am Esther Vese.